What is going on? Movie meals, movie meals. We're back.
Yes.
A lot's ramping up, guys. Whereas Monday, this upcoming Monday, Star Wars. That'll be up on our channel. Sorry, I have to bring that up. All right, we're here to talk Blade Runner 2049. Positives, negatives. This is a non-spoiler review. Kyle, we will start with you. What did you think of Blade Runner?
What I think of Blade Runner is that if you are a true fan of Blade Runner, or if you just enjoyed the first one in general, Blade Runner 2049 adds on to the lore that was the first one and even elevates it to another level, I think. This movie is probably one of the next best sci-fi movies I've seen in recent years. It is such a gorgeous, beautifully shot film. All the special effects in it were phenomenal as well, and I really loved all the actors' performances. They all did a fantastic job, especially Harrison Ford. I thought he gave one of his best performances of his career, so hats off to him.
Wow.
Yeah, I really enjoyed his performance. And the story still does the same thing of what the original does. It's still a mystery detective story, but at the same time, the stakes of it are amped up a little bit, and also kind of adds on a little bit more to the story of the first one. I won't explain what the story of the first one is, because that does lead to some spoiler territory, which we don't want to do. But really, it just adds on to the story of the first one, which I thought was really clever, and they added a little bit more depth to the movie and to this franchise, which I think is what Blade Runner really needed and deserved as well.
I agree. The positives for me, I'm a huge fan of Denis Villeneuve. Enemy, Prisoners, one of my top favorite movies of all time. Arrival's up there. Sicario's great. I love Denis Villeneuve, and I really enjoyed Blade Runner. I thought the big thing that pointed out to me was the score. The use of the score was in the movie so effectively and so beautifully. I loved it. The visuals, Roger Deakins knocked it out of the park. I thought the acting was on point. I agree with Harrison Ford. I thought Ryan Gosling was perfectly cast in the role.
Yeah,
Robin Wright delivers a great performance. Every character that plays a replicant is also phenomenal. And I thought Denis did a great way of saying this is a sequel that is very good. It's up there with the original. It's going to be talked about. It adds lore from the original. You add more to canon without giving things away we don't necessarily want, without dumbing it down. It's a good...
Without ruining the first one?
Yeah, it's a good, let's talk about Blade Runner 2049. Let's get out and we talk about a movie. And I really, really enjoyed it. I had a great time in the theater. The action scenes, it's not an action movie, but the action scenes are done so well that you really enjoy them.
I thought there would be, which it was unusual for me, but it turned out to be fine. I did enjoy it as well.
The final action scene I really, really enjoyed. The big kind of finale of the film, I really enjoyed. The last 30 minutes I thought were great. It kind of, it kind of takes you in a direction you didn't think you were going to go, and yet it was so, obvious, and it's just great, and I really enjoyed it. Blade Runner 2049. What are your negatives, Kyle?
Oh, man. I mean, honestly, there wasn't really much to critique negatively, for sure, with this movie. Yeah.
No, this movie was awful. Everything I just said was a lie.
We are completely lying. No. I mean, this was just such a well-done movie. I mean, I could say that maybe some of the score could be too loud to some people, just based on personal preference, I guess, when it comes to stuff like that. The runtime could be kind of difficult for some viewers, like if they don't want to have a slow movie, which I didn't think the pace was bad at all. I thought it was actually paced pretty well for how long the movie was, but that was just because the story was so well done that was helping me keep going and not having me check my watch. So I can see casual viewers are just going to 2049 kind of blind and fuzzy on Blade Runner. They might have a difficult time with this movie, but at the same time, though, I think if they give it a chance, they'll be able to understand what's going on without feeling confused.
Yeah, my one negative is actually I do think the film's a tad bit too long.
Oh, wow.
And it wasn't too long where I was like, oh my gosh, checking my watch, when are we getting this over with? It was just, it felt to me that it could have just been tighter. That there were a few moments where it's like, I don't think we needed to spend this long on this shot. We could have cut 3 seconds. I thought there was a small half a dozen or so of those shots, and if you cut each of them a few seconds, it would have tightened up the film a little bit better. So that was just my personal complaint, but I loved the film. That's a nitpick. I really, really enjoyed my time in the theater. I never looked at my phone or watch, wondering when we're getting out of here. I just remember thinking it could be a little bit tighter as a film, but man, I really enjoyed it. So what's your score out of 10, big dog?
I might go to a 9.5 out of 10.
9.5. That's high for this guy. He's a cynic.
There's just so little to critique about this movie. It adds on to the first one, but at the same time, it's such a well done story that people can come into this and probably have a good time watching it. It'll just depend on the viewer and their preferences for movies, though. But really, though, this was another phenomenal movie by Denis Villeneuve, and people need to start remembering this guy's name. He's going to be one of the next best directors out there.
I think he's already up there, to be
He
honest.
just needs to be a household name. He needs to start now.
I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I'm leaning towards the 9.5, but I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Really enjoyed this film. Brilliant film. Go see this in the theater, guys. You've got to go see it.
It's great on the big screen. Just shot so beautifully. I can't believe how well done that was.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, before we wrap up, we're gonna address something that happened in the YouTube world. We thought we should address. As you know, we have a small audience here, but we've talked about how we are big fans of Collider and Screen Junkies. And for all you guys who would be fans of us watching our channel, you probably are watching theirs as well. And to all the news coming out of Screen Junkies, just here at Movie Mails, we got to say we are appalled and disgusted by that news. And if you don't know what we're talking about, go look it up. I don't want to give much, talk long about it, but it's something as fans that it bothered us, and we stand with women, and this is unacceptable in a workplace. So just wanted to say what here at Movie Meals, like we feel for the women and going through and have been through all that stuff.
It's shocking. It shouldn't have happened. We wish it didn't happen. But we don't appreciate.
To guys we're looking up to as we started this channel and decided to do this, we're really disappointed. So we just wanted to share those thoughts with you guys. But yeah, go see Blade Runner in the theater. Sorry, we had to have a little weird moment at the end there, guys. But
it's the Debbie Downer.
But as always, Mom, thanks for watching.
See you guys.